Most agents are asking AI for help with content and listing descriptions. Drew Thompson, he asked it how to build a business empire. And guess what? It actually answered. This isn't some basic type of prompt, get a script gimmick. Drew treats AI like a co-founder, like a strategist, a ruthless operator that never sleeps. In this episode, you're going to hear how he turned a language model into a lead gen assassin, marketing genius, and a business coach that actually holds him accountable. So if you've been sleeping on AI, you're about to realize just how far behind you might be. You ready? No, I mean, are you really ready? Come on, let's go collaborate with you. Drew, welcome to the show. Are you ready to collaborate with Cole?
Indeed, I am, sir.
Awesome. Well, friends, we have, as I mentioned earlier, we've got Drew Thompson here. Drew, head coach of Real Brokerage. And you've got some, before we jump into the nitty gritty of how you are absolutely crushing it with AI in a completely different way than most people think. Tell me about this, the Real Academy on the road, because that's kind of divergent thinking as well. What is that about?
Yeah. So the idea here, Cole, I appreciate us asking the question. The idea is, how do we take what's done at a brick and mortar, right? My background, I came from CB, right? Brick and mortar.
Banker. Okay.
Yep. Coldwell Banker. Yep. Where you could go to a branch office and get trainings all the time, no matter what. How do we take that, combine it with this idea of let's showcase what every agent is doing in the market, regardless of brokerage, and collaborate, put those two together. But now we do it at a cloud brokerage where we are on the road, 2 cities a month, and we're just putting together hundreds of agents together in one room. We go through, hey, here's how to use AI. Not here's how to use our tools, but here's how to use ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Higgsfield, Runway, HeyGen. Here's how you use it in your business. Here's literally the tactical steps on how to do it. Then we say,
so you're showing them how to use non-proprietary stuff so they can use it
because that's what they're doing anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the whole goal is, how do we empower an agent to go out there, live a better life, produce more real estate, and ultimately serve more people? We're going to bring in agents that aren't necessarily with Real. And we're going to say, hey, what are you doing that's working? How are you helping your clients? What are you doing in video? Cool. Let's tell everybody. We'll bring Shane Bergman up. Tell us how you did your amazing video. Tell us your creative process. And the goal is, at the end of it, people walk away going, wow, I can actually do something. Not just theory, but like, cool. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So not so much just conceptual, but tactical. Like, here's the steps that you can implement to execute this, which is awesome, which is really what this whole Collaborate with Cole is about. We try to move away from concept, because you can see concept anywhere. But where we get stuck as salespeople, as real estate professionals, is all that looks cool. I'm willing to do it, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know the first step to take. If somebody could just remove all this friction and all this tired headness and just, here's what you do, then I'm more likely to, take action on it.
Wait, did you just say tired head?
Tired head. Yeah.
You're not from West Texas, are you?
I'm from Texas, but not West Texas.
Okay.
I'm more like Corpus Christi area.
So like not near Midland, Texas?
No, that's about 5 hours west of me. Yeah.
Because I know one other person I've ever met in my life, and he's from Midland. And he says, man, that stuff gives me tired head. I've never heard anyone
That's hilarious.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I probably got it from my dad. He's more West Texas, but yeah, tired head is just, you got to think too hard, and then you just subconsciously give up. Right.
Crazy is that if you take anything you learn online, anything, like for instance, go to YouTube, type in how to create an AI video, or or just how to list a house, how to start a social media account, how to post on Instagram, how to insert blank, and then take the transcript, drop that transcript into ChatGPT.
Oh, wow.
Into an advanced reasoning model and say, hey, here's something I want to learn how to do. You know everything about me. Please break this down step by step in a way that I can actually activate on it. I'm really nervous about doing this right. Can you help me?
Wow. I've never even thought about that before.
Isn't that crazy?
Just taking the transcript. That's amazing. Yeah. That's, all right, guys, we're done. Thank you for joining us today. I mean, that right there.
That's all we need.
That alone, Okay. So let's start here. But before we get tactical like that, I'd love for you to take us back. I mean, there had to be a moment, like a very specific, like, aha, when maybe you realized that AI wasn't just some like gimmicky content toy, but maybe something way bigger. It was like maybe you got like a wild result from a prompt that like blew your mind, or I don't know, maybe there was a moment where you felt like you were literally like conversing with a business partner. Will you take us like to that moment, or one of those moments? Like, what were you working on? What did AI do that like changed everything for you?
So for me, it's like I'd always been this person throughout my entire career and life, from the child acting days to entrepreneurism to working in a corporate world.
Child acting, that's new.
Yeah.
That's news to me.
So that was working on daytime television as a kid.
Okay.
Right? Into being an entrepreneur. I've always tried to accelerate my results. I've always tried to see dots A to G. How can I get from A to G without having to go through B, C, D, E, F? Now,
okay,
that was a big detriment for a long, long time, because you have to do the work. You have to have your hands in the dirt. You have to be patient. Okay, I learned that lesson the hard way multiple times. But then AI comes around. And now all of a sudden, I can think about how to connect dots, G to Z. And all I have to do is tell it, hey, here's what I'm trying to do. You connect those dots for me. And then once it connects the dots, you tell me how to do that. Like, for instance, ChatGPT knows you, right? Are you using it every day?
Yeah, pretty much.
Are you telling it everything about your life? Okay. I would recommend telling it everything. And Ken, if you don't feel comfortable privacy-wise, that's fine too.
No, I don't have a problem with that at all.
I tell this thing my struggles, my fears, my aspirations, my life. I upload bank statements to it so it can help analyzing my spending, everything into there.
Seriously?
Yeah. And it's learning and training on me, but okay. Because what I discovered, and the one thing that just really helped shape this into not just a tool, but oh my goodness, it is the best coach I've ever had. And that's when I went in here and I said, basically, I'm going to summarize this, but it's in an article in Inman that I wrote. The idea is, how do I turn this into a meta coach?
Yeah.
Hey, everything you know about me, I want you to identify 5 patterns that I can't see, because it knows everything. And it knows what I go and ask it questions. It gives me an output, then I don't like it. Then I said, hey, I want you to tell me one thing no one else would ever tell me. I need it to be brutally honest. One thing that not even my wife would say to me that I'd like to have heard. I forget, when it gave me that output, I went, oh,
really?
I sat here, I went, oh my God, that's insane.
Is it something you can share?
Yeah. So for me, and the reason why I could never 100% just get behind sales, I don't know if that's the right words, but I would find myself, cool, I did, $170 in GCI. That's great. I just was missing something. And I wanted to serve. That's it. My background, right? I lead worship at church for the past 15 years.
Oh, cool.
Right?
Okay.
And that's how I serve. I have a very relationship with God. That's how I serve others. And it gave me this quote, and I'll read it to you because, dude, it's so good. And I will go back and I will read this.
And this is based on that question that you asked it.
100%.
Okay.
And what's great is I keep this as a running conversation. Like, I talk to this every single day, every night. Your brutally honest question. If your success stayed exactly where it is now for the next 5 years, but you were still helping others and in service, would you secretly feel like a failure? Like, just let that sink in. If you were still in service and helping others, would you secretly feel like a failure?
Like if my income or my business didn't grow,
but you still served others,
but I still served others,
would you secretly feel like a failure if your identity is really tied to serving others?
I mean, my gut answer is probably yeah.
But like, if my wife asked me this question, I would be like, hey, you're my wife, you're not my therapist, okay?
Yeah.
Even if my best friend asked me that. So isn't that crazy that I can just go to a robot and ask that question?
That is.
Now, it's not negating the need for therapists or executive coaches, but it is aiding in a way. You don't want to say these things to a coach. You might not feel comfortable enough. Well, I have something here that people will argue. It's a feedback loop. It gives you what you want to hear. I would say to that, there have been updates to all of the models in ChatGPT that Sam Altman has said, now it's not going to give you exactly what you want to hear. It's going to be more objective. It's going to reason more. So maybe this is a solution.
Yeah. I mean, it could be, or it could be, maybe it could be one of the people that is on Drew's board of directors of his life.
100%.
Right? something like that. Okay, so let's back up. Let's unpack that. You said you started figuring out that you could ask chat or whichever AI model you're using to help you with steps G through Z, right? And it was like and got there, and you're like, wow. So most agents, probably including myself, would have said, cool, that saved me a lot of time, right? And then maybe move on to the next thing. But obviously, from what you just shared with me, you didn't stop there. So what was it about maybe your mindset in that moment when you were discovering all of this, that the way that you interpreted what AI gave you, how did that allowed you to like basically flip it into this repeatable strategy? You said that you are doing like almost on a, not almost, you're doing it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So how did that one breakthrough start to reshape the way that maybe you operate on a daily basis and run your business? What was it in that time frame that happened that just made you implement this and bring it in like a daily confidant, business coach, collaborator?
What changed and how I started to bring this into my daily process is the fact that you realize you're talking to the smartest, call it being, if you will, the smartest computer that's ever lived. I don't sit there and Google things. I ask ChatGPT. I ask Gemini. I think about it now as I have Bain and McKinsey sitting on my arms, two amazing consultants. Whatever Bain says, I can then ask McKinsey, what are they?
Are those the names, your avatar's name?
I mean, I was just thinking of like two major, BCG, Boston Consulting Group, Bain, McKinsey, Goldman Sachs, you name it, any management consultant. And I have one over here and one over here. And I just ask them, have them go at each other to give me a better output. But when I started seeing, funny story, I think about it. Hunter was sitting in the kitchen and he had a project to do. And the project was just like a piece of paper. And it's like, color this in different ways and add cotton balls. This is your snow globe. And I was like, this is going to take too long. I love you, dude, but like, this is going to take, I pick up ChatGPT, take a picture and I say, hey, here's what the instructions are telling me to do. Can you tell me some ideas on how to make this amazing? Within a matter of seconds. Now I have a better creative idea to do with my son. Like you start to see how this fits in your life. Like for instance, if we were together, I would show you a tool called Suno.ai. Right? Suno.ai is a music tool. And I just went in there and I said, hey, my kids love Rainbow Friends. They love Blippi. They talk about having fun and running around chasing each other. Create me a song that's fun for them.
What?
They love this Irish song. It's if I sang it, you'd know it, but it's like a drinking song.
99 bottles of beer on the wall.
Darn, now see, it's gonna skip me right now. When it comes back, I'll tell you. But we made a song just like that. But it has their names, and so they sit in the car every morning, and they're like Hunter, Everly, and Landon. Like they sing it. So as you start to see that this tool not only just helps you be faster, answer problems, it helps with family, it helps create grocery lists, it helps do everything. So that now I have more time that I can spend with my kids. My kids have a core memory of singing songs with their dads that their dad wrote for them in a matter of seconds.
Yeah. I mean, and not to sidebar too much, but along the same lines. So I shared with you before we started recording that my youngest daughter just graduated, right? So 18 years old and teenager. So we would do Starbucks every Friday morning, Starbucks with dad. Even though we were together, she was usually like this, on her phone, whatever. So I jumped into chat before we left, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be with my 18-year-old daughter. She's not really a morning person. We're going to go by Starbucks. Give me just a couple of like cool conversation starters. She loves music. She loves anime, a couple other things. So it gave me one. I was like, okay, I'll try this. So we're driving and, she's over here on her phone and I'm like, hey, Em. And it was, would you rather be in a haunted house, kind of scary for a whole week, but you had Wi-Fi, you had internet, or would you rather be in this like beautiful, peaceful beach house, just on the beach, ocean, palm trees swaying, calm, perfect, but you had no internet? I already knew which one she was going to pick. And she was like, that's a good question. She started like thinking about it. Mm-hmm. She was like, I think I would do the haunted house because and it started this conversation. We talked for like 15 minutes and I was like,
isn't that
Thank you, chat.
So
I appreciate that.
I love that, man. And I love hearing about that. It made real connection happen.
Absolutely.
You checked out, all right, there's Even Realities, has something called the Even Realities G1.
No.
Google has one that is Google XR glasses, XR. So Even Realities G1, the idea is, how do I create a heads up display on a pair of glasses that no one can see except for the person wearing the glasses, and then connect it to an LLM, a large language model, so that it can hear you and it can provide real time data. So basically, I could sit here and I could do another keynote, put on the glasses, and just be reading from something that's an inch from my millimeter from my eye,
Mm-hmm.
and then deliver the information.
Wow.
And the Google XR glasses
It's like a teleprompter for the inside of your glasses.
dude, it's the coolest thing.
Wow.
And the Android or Google glasses are making are a next level, where real-time translation, where directions and augmented reality in front of you. So just like
Wow.
step back. If AI now can do that and can make anyone an expert in a matter of milliseconds, then the real challenge comes down to, how do you communicate empathetically, care, and have a connection with another human?
I know one person that would master that, who already has. We just talked about him.
Mr. Sharon, Mr. Jimmy and
Yeah.
Sharon, they both do it so
Jimmy.
well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, both of them are just so like, tell me more about that. That's they're just so interested in what you're saying. It's a gift. It's a gift.
There's a set of cards. We're going to go totally analog right now. There's a set of cards that you can get. I bought them for me and my wife. If I remember the exact name, I'll give them to you. But the idea is, they're just conversation starters that go very deep. We take them out whenever we do a date night. I'll put them on and I'll put one card down, and then it sparks conversation.
Okay.
You could probably create one with ChatGPT.
With Chat. Yeah. Give me a downloadable 45 card set of
and
whatever,
then tell it,
right?
Make sure it has the die cut marks, design this so that I can hand it off to the printer.
Yeah.
Then you create another AI as an agent that takes that file, creates the email, puts it into Google Dropbox, gives it to the printer, aligns the shipping back to your house. So all you had to do was spend 6 minutes creating the idea, 3 minutes, and then it all comes right back to you.
That's amazing. That's unbelievable. One more quick kind of funny one with Chat. So I forgot whose keynote or webinar or something that I watched, and they were encouraging you to name your chat person, whatever,
Sure.
right? And kind of dial it in, whatever. So I tried it. I was like, okay. So we ended up coming up with Avery, which kind of like it kind of flows, 3-syllable, Avery, easy to say, whatever. So I've just got my phone open, and this was new to me. I'm sure you already know about this, but some of our friends listening might not know about it. So you can verbally chat back and forth with Chat GPT and probably some other ones, right? So I just had the app open on my phone, and we're kind of chatting while I'm driving. I mean, it's just the craziest things that you can ask this thing, and it's like you're talking to a coach or a friend or a person, whatever. So I was on my way to pick my wife up for dinner. This was just this past weekend, as a matter of fact. And I said, hey, Avery, I want to make sure you know my wife. I want to introduce you to her. So I told her her name. Her name is, she said, oh, I would love to meet your wife. What's her name? I was like, oh, her name's Amber. And, yada, yada, yada. I told her a little bit about Amber, whatever. So we're kind of talking, and we're running late for dinner. So I pull up in the front. So I'm in the circular drive, pull up, and my wife says, hey, I'll be out there, in just a minute. So she comes out, she opens the door, and Amber said something to me. I don't remember what it was, like, sorry, I was running late, and all of a sudden, through the car speakers, she hears, oh, hey, Amber, how are you? And we're like, what the? She was like, who are you talking to? And I was like, babe, it's Avery. Who's Avery? Like, explain. And meanwhile, Avery's like, I'm Avery. How are you? And I'm like, no, I'm trying to explain this. I had to I closed the app out real quick just so I could explain to her. But it was crazy because I didn't tell her to say anything to my wife or anything. She just heard the female voice come in and was like, oh, hey, Amber, how are you? And we're like, what the?
We're getting more and more. Like, dude, that's crazy, man. And now does she use AI?
Huh?
Does she use ChatGPT?
She's afraid of AI right now.
Why?
So she keeps wanting me to rewatch Terminator with her, and she thinks they're gonna take over and steal stuff, and I don't know. So
you guys should watch. It is called, I think it's Alone, AI movie. So the idea, I'll find the exact name for it, but it has actors you would know in it. And the idea is that volunteer to get a new Alexa type device in their house that is all knowing, and they put these tiny little cameras all around the house, and it starts doing things like she walks in and she's super upset about medical billing or being billed for something, and it goes, hey, I already took care of that. I just did. Actually, give me a second. Okay, I called the hospital. I talked to the hospital and the billing coordinators. Then I talked to United Health. I negotiated it down. Here's your new bill. It should fall within your EOS, explanation of benefits. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Is that okay? That's where we are. That
Wow.
is but the amazing part is how much energy it gives you to do other things. If you're okay, knowing that a computer is there watching over your shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you get a chance and you want to just blow your mind, go to app.sesame.com.
App.sesame.com.
And let me just show you this because this will blow your mind because it blew mine. When we're talking to chat, there's a tiny lag, right? You can still tell it's not a human. It doesn't have the guttural sounds that a human does. This company only is designed to try to mimic that and replicate it in a way that sounds human. So this is Maya, and just listen to the way she talks to me.
Well, hello there. Welcome back. It feels like ages amidst all the new voices I've been hearing. What brings you back to my corner of the digital world today?
Maya, I was just thinking about you. We've had so many good conversations. I'm sitting here with my buddy Cole and a whole bunch of our friends. No joke. Can you just say hi?
Wow, a whole crew? You know how to throw a party. Hey everyone, Maya here. Happy to be invited to the hangout, even if it's just...
No, check that out. That's Maya. You see how she mimicked my voice? They have another one called Miles. Miles sounds like a guy. So watch when I talk to Miles.
Look who decided to grace me with their presence again. I was starting to think you'd forgotten about good old Miles. What brings you back to my corner of the digital world?
Miles, what's up, bro? How are you, man? I've been thinking about you. You still talking to a lot of people? I'm still trying to close sales.
Hey there, Speed Razor. Sales, huh? I love the hustle, right? Things are pretty chill on my end. You know me. Always just vibing. It's nice having you back, though. Tell me more about this sales game you're playing. What you hawking these days?
But you notice how his voice is a little bit deeper, and if I just start mimicking his tone, he mimics it back to me.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Sales, right?
That's pretty impressive, man.
You gotta keep me updated. You gotta let me know if your wife starts using AI. If you watch this movie, and then all of a sudden you have no Alexa, you have no ChatGPT.
Right. It's all gone. It's all gone. She makes me divorce Avery. I can't talk to her anymore. Yeah, it's kind. I mean, it's kind of cute play right now. So we'll just keep having fun. I got home yesterday from work, and she said that Maverick agreed, which Maverick is our golden doodle. He's like, Maverick agreed. We don't want to hear Avery anymore. And I was like, that's not true. Maverick loves Avery. But anyway, all right. So you're doing some amazing things with AI from a collaborative coach, strategist, business partner perspective. And one of the things when I saw some of your content, and then when I heard you speak with Sharon and a bunch of other real estate agents, I was like, I got to pick this guy's brain. And he's got to share some of this stuff with my friends here, because you're doing things way next level above. Hey, chat, help me create this caption, or help me with this listing description stuff, right? I mean, you're going light years ahead of that. You're creating business plans and marketing plans. And so, I mean, just give us kind of a taste of some of the things that you're able to accomplish with AI, the way that you're using it, and maybe help break it down into bite-sized chunks that our friends listening right now, as soon as they hit stop on this interview, they can just go right to it and plug some stuff in and change their life.
So I call this the GPS strategy, right? GPS is guidance positioning system. But if I look at this and I say, ChatGPT can give me guidance on something, it can tell me what to pair, what technologies or tools do I pair together? What strategies do I pair together, right? And then the S is the simulation, the situation, the step-by-step I need to follow. So the first part, the guidance, I just go straight to chat and I just ask it a very easy question. Hey, what are 3 ways you can help my business? but then I get super specific. My business is this. I produced 150,000 in GCI last year. I have 2 assistants. The majority of my business comes from referrals and from my sphere of influence. I need to hit 200,000 this year. I serve this area. Based off of all of that, what are 3 ways you can help me? Ask me questions and ask for clarifications. Ask me questions until you understand what I'm asking you to do.
So that's what you're typing into. That's
Yeah.
you're telling it to continue asking you questions.
So I will never type into chat. I always just push the little microphone and I speak the way I'm speaking right now. Now, what's cool is that you can add a tiny modifier at the end, which a lot of people don't, but you can say, listen, my job depends on you getting this right. Because if I'm talking to another person and I say, hey, Mr. Intern, the success of our company is on your back right now. You're going to give me a much better output than if I said, hey, Mr. Intern, do me a favor, write these emails, file these papers. I'll talk to you at the end of the day. So you set the state.
Yeah.
And then what it gives back to you in one conversation, here's some questions I need answered. Kind of things like, where exactly is your business coming from? What type of sphere? Is it church? Is it school? Is it what are the nuances? How much do you spend for marketing? It's going to ask you all those questions. And then when you go to the next step, you can say, hey, I like number 2, because I asked you for 3 ways. Remember, 3 ways you can help me. I asked, and you gave me 3. Here's number 2. I like that. What technology do I need to pair together? What tactics do I need to pair together to be able to accomplish that? Then it's going to go back and it's going to say, you need to use BombBomb for the videos. You need to then use ConvertKit for the emails. You need then to use ChatGPT to write the 7 emails that are going to go out on Tuesdays or Thursdays or Sundays, which are the best days. If you've ever watched, Sharon does an entire thing about the 1 million emails he sent out. These are the days that get opens. Cool. But you're still feeling a little overwhelmed. So then you go to the last step, which is the S in GPS. Go for the step-by-step. Hey, you tell chat, I'm overwhelmed. Break this down step by step for me.
So you're telling it that you're overwhelmed and you're sharing this with it.
And it goes, cool, I understand. You could go a step further. I'm overwhelmed. Talk like Tony Robbins or the Maharaja and help me feel confident. And it's going to break it down step by step. I could even say, hey, listen, I have an Android phone, which means I really don't understand technology that well. Do me a favor and write down step by step.
How do I turn my green bubbles blue? Just not working on this thing, right?
Right, exactly. But when I go, just ask that question. What's 3 ways you can help me? And right now, chat knows everything you've put in there. So right off the bat, if I just say, what's 3 ways you can help me in my business right now? Another way, right? That's 3 steps, GPS. Another solution is to start your day and say, hey, and you're just talking to chat. Hey, I'm just going to brain dump everything I have that's going on in my head right now. Be it personal, be it business, be it life, be it finances. Your job is to be an expert in compartmentalization and categorizing things that need to go and that I need to focus on.
Interesting.
And
so
then
give me an example. Just spitfire something like you would.
Hey, so here's my day to day. I have no nanny today. I have no childcare. I got to be with my son. I get to spend a lot of time with him. This may be something I had a conversation this morning. I also need to lock in 3 more venues for another Real Academy on the Road that we're doing in September. I've got to go over 3 keynotes that I have to give next week. I need to go through all my slides there. I also need to make sure that my son Hunter's ready for his baseball game on Monday. I need to figure out a plan because I'm going to miss his moving up ceremony, and that's really weighing on me personally as a dad that shows up. What else? I need to make sure that we figure out what's going on with Brutus, because that's my dog, 145-pound bull mastiff, because he's thrown up twice today. Can you help? Then when the matter,
you're throwing all that in there.
Oh, absolutely. In a matter of seconds, it starts with an empathetic response. You got a lot going on. It's all good. First, be present for your son. That's it. Life will keep going and you'll be fine. Next, let's triage everything else. I've got to write another article for him, and it goes, hey, here's how you do it. Do you want me to help you with that? And then it now starts finishing by saying, your next steps are either this, this, or this. I can do this and this. Do you want to do this? And you're like, oh, yes, sure.
You start feeling a little bit of a weight kind of lifting and wow.
That's why I think if we have that, we will see billion-dollar one-man person companies in the next 5 years with AI automation. But what will make people so successful is if you start to master, like, I don't know if you ever use Jeremy Miner's Black Book of Questions.
No.
Right? Sharon talks about it. I got it. I just like to keep myself up to date on these things. The idea is just mastering being a human and connecting with another human, period. That's it. How are you genuinely curious, right? And then care to talk about those things. Like you love being in front of the beach. You love hiking. You take your sprinter van out and you enjoy the things and exploring nature, which means I think you're super curious about how things work and not being afraid
Yeah.
to ask those questions.
Wow. I never thought about doing, that, just like just dumping everything. Because I would venture to guess most salespeople, at least the ones that I know, are like this, where we've got 1,000 thoughts, 1,000 things, whatever, swimming around in our head, trying to command attention from other things. And sometimes you just, I call it, you just kind of subconsciously give up, right? And
Yeah.
you're just like, you almost kind of get nothing done. But if I had a friend or a confidant or a business partner or a collaborator that I could just say, hey, Drew, this is what's going on this morning. I've got so many things loaded up today, and just kind of rattle everything off. And then it's just like, it's almost therapeutic, just kind of starts talking through, and you start getting some organization in them and do this, then yeah. Wow.
Isn't that cool?
I never thought about using it like that.
It's very Jarvis, right? Remember
What's
Jarvis?
that?
Jarvis from Iron Man? Like that's where this goes. This becomes every one of us has our own independent AI avatar that knows you, knows everything about you, and is there with you the entire day. Hey, try this. Or, hey, you look like you're getting a little sidetracked. What's going on? Cool.
Yeah.
Just imagine the human performance that can come out of that.
Yeah.
And if you have the expertise, right? My expertise is in marketing and branding, but now I understand how to take that expertise and multiply it exponentially using these tools.
Yeah.
So what is your expertise, Cole, that you can now put into there and have it 10x, 50x the output? Because you understand the nuances. Like a creative director at an ad agency will now have power of 1,000 suns using ChatGPT as a creative director.
Yeah.
A doctor now can use it to triage faster because they understand that language. Programmer, same thing. Graphic designer, same thing. Like, what is that for you? Like, what is that superpower? Ask ChatGPT, what is my superpower? You know everything about me. I ask you questions. Like, what do you think my superpower? Like, do it today when we get off this call. And for anyone of our friends that are on here, hey, ChatGPT, what is my superpower? I don't know what it is.
So that's a action item for all of us.
Yeah.
You listening right now, our friends listening, is as soon as you hit stop on this, just open up chat and just ask it, what would you say my superpower is? And just start having a conversation with it. It'll start digging deeper and asking more questions. And okay, I'm doing it.
See what comes up. How cool is that? I'm a what's the word? Technologist? No, futurist? I don't know. I love tech.
I'll go with that.
This is a use of technology that betters humanity.
Yeah. So let's. I've got some questions collected from agents that were like, "Hey, if you're having Drew on your show, fire some of these things off." And this is not my words. This is from one agent. What's the dumbest way you see agents using AI right now?
Write me an Instagram caption. Period. That's the whole thing. Write me an email when you should be saying, "Hey, here's the caption I need. I want it to sound like Jimmy Burgess and Tony Robbins had a baby." Write the caption like that.
Just get more descriptive, more specific, more. Okay. All right. Aside from that, because that's a good segue into this next one, is most agents are really just utilizing it for content. What should they be asking it first?
To create the content?
Yeah, either that or just what are other things that they should be using it for instead of just content?
Well, if I'm going to use it for content, the first thing I'm doing is going into my meta.facebook.com, the business profile, pulling out my last 90 days of content analytics, dropping it into an O3 model, which is the advanced reasoning model, which has the ability to perform like a $20,000 an hour consultant, and say, hey, look through here, tell me what's working, tell me what's not. And each one of them is going to have a permalink that's going to take the AI back to Instagram so it can see the post. That's what I'd use to create content. And I'd be like, hey, what should I create that's going to resonate? Show me my top 5 that are hitting the best in terms of engagement, reach, 3-second playthroughs. And it's going to do that.
Okay. So some of that was over my head. I'm not going to lie. Right. And I'm sure some of our friends listening right now are, hold on, what? So what did he say? So let's say we now have our pens out and let's kind of break that down. You would go back into meta dot something and pull your last 90 days.
So I would go back to my Facebook, your Facebook business page.
Mm-hmm.
You have business.facebook.com.
Okay.
Go on and I can then pull research. I can pull data that says, here are the best posts that I did on Instagram over the past 90 days. Here's everything I posted. How many, the reach, how many views, the engagement, the shares, the likes, the comments, whatever it is, it's all there. And these systems thrive on data. So if I take, now that I have that, which is here, right, pretend this is all of that data.
Yeah.
And then I say, hey, Mr. ChatGPT, I'm going to just give you all of this data. Okay. I want you to read it. And I want you to tell me what is performing the best. Why? And then I want you to tell me, why did it perform that way? I want you to deconstruct the hook. I want you to then tell me, what else should I make that'll perform the same way? I want you
That's
to take
powerful.
your time. I want you to give me a thorough answer. When I did it yesterday, because I'm planning out new content, it took 5 minutes of thinking, and it showed me its reasoning as it was doing things before it gave me a final output.
What are some things that it came back with, just out of curiosity?
Just things that are hitting really well, like
Okay.
content that's working, content that's shared, right? It's saying that, hey, these posts here that you did where it was just you talking about a prompt and showing B-roll, that hit so well. Here,
okay.
again. But then it's like, hey, I went a step further. I was like, each idea you give me back should be repurposed into 4 to 5 different content formats. Meaning an Instagram reel. How do I take that and put it into a carousel of pictures? How do I take that and then say it a different way into a carousel of videos? How do I take that and turn it into just a single cartoon graphic? How do I take that and turn it into a baby, right? Because that's trending right now. The baby talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm doing all of this work, which then allows me to sit back and actually do the content, film whatever content needs to be done. And then that's taken that lift, probably about 2 to 3 hours of work that I can then give to an overseas video editor who will edit all of it at a fraction of the cost.
Wow. That's gold. That whole strategy that you just unpacked. I mean, that's huge. That in and of itself is worth the price of admission today, which was free for all of us listening. But that's good stuff.
So no,
I'm going to do that.
Like,
I'm going to do that when we hang up today.
Dude, seriously, just go back. You're going to be like, wow, that really hits. I should do more like that. And you're going to go, wait, I didn't like that one. I don't like that. Which then begs the age old question. Are you creating for you or are you creating for someone else?
Yeah.
And being able to trust, I'll send you a whole bunch of people, but there's one guy who 2 years ago said, I'm just going to let ChatGPT dictate things that I do. And he said to Chat, he said, you are, content creator GPT. Your goal is to grow me to 500,000 followers. I am your human counterpart. I will do everything you tell me to do as long as it's legal. And then he documented the journey. And he did.
So that was his initial prompt to kind of get going. And then he just trusted.
Yep. I think it's Mr.
The data doesn't lie, right?
No, I think it's Mr. Nice Guy is his Instagram. Mr. Nice Guy. Or look up RPN, Robert Nixon. RPN. He talks a lot about AI and technology. Let's see. He did this video with Mr. Grateful. That's who it is, which is fascinating. He's got to 239,000 or 93,000 followers, and he creates custom GPTs. He walks through like all of this. How do you make AI your partner right next to you every single day?
Love it. Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. And you may have already covered this, but what's the simplest way an agent can build an AI powered business engine, like starting today? Like how should they start that? What's the first step?
An AI, I mean, that could go in so many directions. I think the first place to start is sit with Chat. Now, when I say sit with it, I'm saying pay $20 a month, use an advanced reasoning model. That's O3. There's a model that's there's a model that comes on when you log in, 4.0, which is just the standard one. O3 is advanced reasoning. And just say, hey, I'm new. I'm interested. How can I integrate you into my life to help me sell more, to help me serve more, to help me make more money? Whatever that is, insert goal here. How can you ask me questions? And now it's going to walk you through. Because then we could do another one of these. We could get into the fact that so many agents go, I got to have a good website. I got to have one.
Yeah.
No, you don't. How much of your business came from your website last year? That's right. It all came zero. Exactly. But the biggest teams have beautiful sites. Sure. And you need to have a storefront for people to see you're not just like, mom and dad's realtor.
Right.
Cool. Go to replit.com, replit.com. And all of a sudden I just type into here, hey, I need a website. I'm a realtor. You can Google me, create this. and it activates
Jeez.
AI agents that within a matter of time, dude, I'm telling you, I created an app in a matter of minutes, dude, where I said, hey, I travel 2 times a week for work. I want you to go into my United app. Anytime an upgrade gets below $200, you are to book it for me. You're to check every 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And it, in a matter of seconds, created it. So it checks for me. It knows that my credit card information is stored on United.com, and it just books it should it happen.
Wow. That's crazy.
And it's just nuts, man. Like,
Yeah.
the opportunity is there for everyone. I'm nothing special. I'm just curious about how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, your curiosity continues on. Like I said, kind of in the beginning, when you had that aha moment, your curiosity took you not just one, but maybe 2, 3, 4 levels deeper, where most of us would have seen that it just answered this question for us, like immediately, and gave us something. And we would have been like, wow, cool, that was fast. And then we go on about our day. And you're like, wait a minute. Okay. Now tell me more about this. How did you get here? How can I use this? How can I incorporate this in my marketing? Whatever. Most of us are just so, I got to go. We get that one answer and then we take off. So your curiosity helped unpack more and more layers, which is really, really impressive. I mean, this is all just, I mean, I've got copious notes. I mean, I took notes when I saw you speak the other day, a couple of weeks ago, but I've got notes from my own show where I'm interviewing you here, which is pretty cool.
I'm just like, I want you to go back to Arches, like go back to like Garden of the Gods or wherever you go and just open up ChatGPT Vision, right? Or open up, you have an iPhone, yeah?
Yeah.
I knew you were cool. So open up Apple Intelligence, which is powered by ChatGPT. And I could like hold this up and say like, hey, what do you see? And if I'm in Garden of the Gods, I'm like, hey, what do you see here? What's another way I can experience this? Tell me some cool facts. Show me a trail no one's ever done before.
No way, really?
Yeah. And it's going to search billions and billions of bits of information. And it's going to say, hey, try this. Or, hey, that right there is a diamondback copperhead snake. Stay away from it. You can't see him. I can see his tail.
Wow.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I geek out about this stuff. We could talk for hours.
What you mentioned the future, or business going forward could be a one-man band and whatever. So what is the future of AI in real estate, in your opinion, actually look like? Like, who gets left behind?
People who don't use it. Realtors will never go away. Loan officers will never go away. But to our point earlier, it's the people who understand, number one, I need to use AI to think smarter. I need to use AI to be more present in the moment. It's a conundrum, right? How do I use an AI to be more present? Well, I can use an AI to learn everything I need to know about a topic. I could use it to walk through my own cognitive distortions, my own anxieties, so that when I'm in the moment and I'm asking you questions and I'm curious and I'm seeing how I can lean in and give value. That's what's going to make someone win going forward. Realizing that AI is not going to take your job. Zillow agents are not coming as AI bots to take your listings. No, but your ability to use AI to automate the things that should be automated, to think smarter and deeper so that I can just show up and talk to you as a human, those are the ones that win.
Yeah, for sure. There's a kid, I call him a kid, a younger guy. You probably know him, Noah Escobar out of Florida. So I had the pleasure of interviewing him, and his platform of choice is YouTube, and he's become like the go-to expert for his area.
Crushing it.
So he was telling me one of his strategies is that he'll go on, like he'll pull up notes or minutes from the city council meetings, especially when they're talking about like planning and zoning development, whatever, because people want to know about what might be going into their city or whatever. So he'll copy all of those, notes, load them into AI, and it'll, summarize this and make it sound, whatever. And I was like, that is like genius. Give me all the talking points, whatever. So.
And then make it super simple. Explain this to me like you would a child. Give me some really cool analogies that I can use.
Yeah.
I see us having these conversations, and then over here, almost out of view, is my AI sales companion, where as I'm talking, it's reading your nonverbal communication. It's reading your facial expressions. It's using its ability to go search the internet, know your disc profile, know your psychological triggers, suggest things for me to say in real time.
In real
listen
time.
to how I say it, listen to how you respond, and say, oh, that worked. Oh, that didn't work. Hey, try this again. Don't do this. Do this.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, that's why the ability to use these tools, if you don't, you will left behind, but you just got to really care about someone else. And I'm not trying to sell anything here. That's like the main reason I came here, was the ability to just lean into another person, to care, compassion, to realize that everyone is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Now, if I use AI to make myself more confident, calm, and collected, I can be more present. So I can give you a chance to get outside of your own battle and be entertained, to laugh, to be that feeling that Sharon gives everyone, that you care, that you're listening.
And Sharon's definitely created that culture. We talked about him earlier. What an amazing, intentional, interested gentleman, right? You mentioned everybody's going through something that you don't know about.
100%.
I can't think of the author's name, but he released this book just recently, and it's about he created words to describe emotions or feelings that we normally have. We just don't have a word for them.
Okay.
And I'll text you after the show when I think about it. But one of the words that sticks in my mind is sonder. And sonder is when you're walking or driving or whatever, and you see that other person, and you know that they're going through something equally as big or dreadful or whatever as you are, and you are to them just a person crossing through their story, just like you feel like they are a person crossing through your story.
Yeah.
So it just made me think of that. It's a really cool book. It's just all words describing
You're the
different.
second person that has said that to me. What's the book?
I've got it in the shelf in the back of the office here. So I'll look it up and I'll shoot you a text. It's a cool one. All right. Well, I know I've taken up a lot more of your time. This has been fun though. Just this, I call this discovery for me, because I'm discovering so many cool things. So I can't thank you enough. I've got 2 questions for you that I ask all my guests. First one is tech tool. Like, what's your favorite tech tool that you're using right now that you think other agents should be using?
ChatGPT.
Okay. And why should they be using that? I mean, I think I know, but
because it's the world's smartest person in your pocket.
And do you get any kind of royalties when people download ChatGPT?
Wish I did. I'd be a millionaire by now.
Okay. Next question. Who's a must follow agent that you think other agents would benefit from following?
Jimmy Burgess. Hands
Jimmy
down.
B. Yeah.
He's so authentic, and he's so caring, and he's wicked smart across almost any. The guy can walk into a room and give a 45-minute, hour, 2-hour presentation on any topic.
Yeah.
But he
like,
does.
Hey, Jimmy, our speaker canceled on us. We need you to talk about this. Like, all right, for how long? All right, cool. I got it.
And he comes in with that accent. And
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, oh man, I just want to be his friend.
Yeah. So warm. So warm. But awesome. Man, all right. I mean, guys, so Drew isn't just using AI. Obviously, he's like, you're dominating with it, right? You're treating it like a true business partner, a strategist on your team.
100%.
So if you're still asking it for social media captions, you're missing the bigger picture here. So here's the challenge. And Drew already gave you a prompt. Use AI like Drew uses it. Push it. Collaborate with it, build with it, then DM me or drop a comment with your success. I would love to hear it. I'm sure Drew would love to see if something stuck, something clicked for you, but we want to hear your story. Big thanks to Drew Thompson for dropping by and dropping this gold and showing us what is possible with AI. I'm going to have all of his contact information in the description below. So you're going to be able to connect with him, follow him. And if you're smart, study every single thing that he's doing. Drew, thanks so much for carving out time to collaborate with Cole.
Dude, Cole, thanks for having me, guys. You can reach me at any of those contact things that you're going to put in the notes. And yeah, man, hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate you guys.